Shri Shri Radha Vinu Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Sachinandana Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Dandavat Pranam, all Vaishnavas.
Dandavat Pranam.
Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Vinu Bihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Ki Jai.
Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Rupan Gauri Guru Varga Ki Jai. Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Purushottam Sachinandana Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Radha Vinu Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Radha Ramana Ju Ki Jai. Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas.
It's up.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just plugging it in. Sorry, 1 minute. Got it.
Is the baby showing?
The baby is showing.
Okay.
By the way, we call Gopal the baby. Yes, he's the baby. Gurudev told us to never have children. So when I get to babysit Gopal and he stays with us, he's the baby. And we call him the baby.
That's where she gets her baby love exercise. So we'll begin with Mangalacharan, page 1 of this book, Shri Gauriya Gita Guccha, Bandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Pam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamshcha Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayanitti Namine Shri Krishna Lila Katale Sudaksham Audanya Madhurya Gunaishchaitam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasam Namami Tridandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Pada Janataika Hridhi Chaitanya Lilamrita Sarasar Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gaura Prema
सत्यचरित्राय सश्मितानं च पानिने जीवदूते सदर्भाय श्रीनाम प्रेमदायिने नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभारवीलेनि ललिताय कृपाभये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दयिने ब्रह्मणे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमध्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणि श्रीमूर्तये दिनकारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाको सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षान्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भनसम्बोधे पदम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगमरायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टान् सजनप्रियं वैष्णवः सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णं प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतां सुरतो पङ्गो मम वन्दमते गति मत्सर्वस्वत्परम्बोज राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यगृह्णारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्रीराधा श्रीगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमङ्गलसरसारम्भी वंशिवततस्थितः हर्षं वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तु नः वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद चैतोदर्पण Gurudev kabe mor se dina habe. Page 34 in the songbook. And if you don't have a songbook, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, is he there? Dandava Pranam Prabhu.
Dandava Pranam.
Jiva Pavana Prabhu very kindly places the bhajans with their translations and sometimes beautiful commentaries in the comment section of the thread. So just scroll to Jiva Pavana Prabhu's most recent post, and there you will find the bhajans so you can follow along.
Most excellent Seva Prabhu, thank you so much.
Gurudev kabe mor se dina have. trying to remember where the other bhajan is for the Vaishnavas. It's not all categorized in the... Where is that?
Hari Hari Prabhu.
It was like a... here we are. Dhanamor Nityananda Patimor Gaurachandra, page 91 in this songbook. Most of it is about Vaishnavas.
Can we just wait 1 minute to see if Jiva Bhavana Prabhu has it?
Dhana, page 91. Dhana Mora Nityananda by Srila Narottam Das Thakur.
While we're waiting for confirmation that everybody will have this kirtan soon, I just wanted to announce, and we'll announce it before the Mahamantra Kirtan, that one of the devotees who joins us in our evening Sangha here, her name you'll recognize, Diane Prasad, and it's a different way she spells Prasad. Prasad. She wrote on our last post and said that her brother entered the hospital last night, and she asked that all the devotees kindly offer their heart's prayers to the Lord on his behalf for his benefit, whatever that may be, whatever Krishna's plan may be, but that we can all remember and offer some of that heart's prayer for this jiva who is in a very suffering state. So we have it. Thank you, Jiva Bhavana Prabhu. And again, we'll remind you before the Hare Krishna that we can offer some of that benefit to Diane. I don't know her spiritual name, but Prasad, her name, so that we can do that.
Bhakti Raso Yashvano Shuniyachi sadhu muke bole sarvajan. Page 51. Shuniyachi sadhu mukhe bole sarvajan. Shri Rupa kripa nile jugala chara. Jai Nitai Padakamala. Koti Chandra Shushitala. Page 58. Who posts the pages? Is that Lavangalata?
Lavangalata posts the page. Sometimes when Honey Goswami comes on, she tries to get in there, but Lavangalata does that seva. Thank you, Lavangalata.
58. Nitai Padakamala, Koti Chandra Shushitala.
And just be aware, usually on one of these bhajans, Jiva Pavana Prabhu posts the nectar along with it. Srila Prabhupada gave so many beautiful purports on these kirtans and bhajans, so he really mercifully adds them. Sometimes like 4 or 5 different purports you'll find. It's amazing.
We'll do that after. I don't even know how to sing that. Prabhupada is so unique. Okay.
There the nectar comes.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya उसे संबंध नाही जाए वृथा जन्मो गेलो
Guru
Jayo Nityananda Rama Jai Nityananda Rama Nityananda Rama Jai Nityananda Rama Sudevi wants Sachi Sutta Gora Chandra, Sachi Sutta Gora Hari, Sachi Sutta Gora Hari.
Yeah, that one.
Really? I can do that with, I don't know if that bhajan is in here. Is it here?
Oh. I don't plan on doing backup. You can use Vimadanga. Is it there?
You can also do Nitai Padakamala or Gaurangira Dutipada.
So it's not there?
No.
Another time.
Another time we will do that rag. Gorapahu Namajiya Mainu. But I don't know if we can do it in Prabhupada's tune because I'm not familiar enough with practicing it that way.
David Kajiji said it's not in the book.
Yes.
No one can do Prabhupada's tune. What page?
83 in our songbook. I'll learn it that way for another time. Okay. Jai Jai Sundara Nanda Kumar. Page 344. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar. Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam Shyama Shyam.
Page 366.
Do you want to read it? राधे ब्रज जनम सुखकारी राधे श्याम श्यामा श्याम
Radhe
Shyam Shyama Shyam Radhe Radha Krishna Mili Avado Radhe Vraj Janam Sukha Kari Radhe Shyam
Hare
की जय, श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय, राधा बिहारी की जय, गिरिराज महाराज की जय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। मेरे तन मन में रमण से गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदान्त नारायण इति नामिने। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नित्य नामिने। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। First of all, after my Dandava Pranam thousands of times, in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, astottara Shri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. In the same thousands of Dandava Pranam, in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, astottara Shri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga, Gauriya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas past, present and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
You might want to refresh that. I forgot to again...
Refresh?
No. I forgot to to remind everybody to say a prayer for Dayan Prasad's brother. So again, when we end the katha and we do, even though it's a quick Mahamantra, one ha can be enough. So please join us in chanting and sending some prayers to him, for him.
When she said one ha can be enough, Srila Gurudev spoke this about the chanting of Srila Rupa Goswami. He said, we know that Sri Haridas Thakur chanted 3 lakhs of Harinam daily. That's 300,000 names, or equivalent to somewhere around 192 rounds. It took him all day and all night. He said, but we don't have any record anywhere of how many rounds Rupa Goswami chanted. Because simply by chanting one ha, not even a full hare, ha, immediately he was absorbed in Leela and he was serving Radha and Krishna in their intimate pastimes. So Srila Gurudev was talking about this moment that one just says ha like this. How beautiful is that? So he said, whose chanting is superior? But we can pray to Rupa Goswami that may a semblance of one of his has come into our hearts. Today something very interesting came to me. And I thought about it quite deeply the moment it came. Because sometimes our Guru Varga, they make statements in private, maybe joking statements, or even powerful statements, which seem quite intense or heavy, maybe even shocking. our Srila Prabhupada did not want his private letters publicized, or private conversations for that matter. Sometimes in private conversations, someone will say something about someone else. As a normal conversation, most humans do that. And even our Guru Varga, they also have human-like natures, so they may reveal something. That doesn't mean that it needs to be published and broadcast publicly. Certain things, someone might reveal, oh, this friend of mine or this godbrother hurt my heart, so let me, boom, send it out on the internet. Sometimes you cannot help it, but in certain circumstances, we can understand certain situations, if it is not done properly, can actually bring difficulty and problems. So the person, the devotee who sent me what they sent me, it was quite shocking, and I'm not going to tell you because, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you what was sent to me. We should understand that in previous yugas, Krishna, in all of his different forms and avatars, even for the last 1,000 Mahayuga cycles, you can see what he says in Bhagavad Gita, when and why he appears in this world. Yada yada, whenever, hi dharmasya, there is a predominant rise in irreligion, and dharma is squashed or repressed. When the demons are becoming more and more, and the devotees are being repressed or oppressed, at that time I descend myself. And what does he do? By the arrangement of Krishna, one way or another, the demons are destroyed, vinashaya cha dushkritam, and the devotees are protected. Adharma is removed, means what is against the devotional nature. This is removed, and the devotional nature, or that sentiment which encourages the soul to awaken to its true nature, that is preserved and re-established. And this is the function of Krishna. And you see in all of the avatars, we know of a few of the avatars, but there are unlimited avatars which manifest in every yuga forever. So, what does Narasingha Bhagavan do? Well, we've seen in all Shastra and heard from Vaishnavas, he literally destroys the demons, eradicates them very soundly, and protects the devotees, reestablishes the principles of Dharma. Varahadev, Matsya, Kurma, Vaman, Ram, Parshuram, one after another, you see their function. And even Krishna, when he's in Dwarka, he's fighting. Well, he's not exactly fighting, but he is instigating, encouraging, instructing Arjuna that you must fight this dharma battle. Dharma kshetre, kurukshetre, samaveta yuyutsava, mamaka pandavaschaiva, kim akurvata sanjaya. He's telling him, you must fight this religious war. We happen to be in a very interesting time right now. This is not Dvapara Yuga or Treta Yuga or Satya Yuga. This is known as Kali Yuga. But this is no ordinary Kali Yuga. This is a special Kali Yuga known as Dhanya Kali Yuga. Dhanya does not mean, well, it means cilantro in Hindi, but Dhanya means fortunate. Fortunate Kali Yuga. Why? Dhanya Kali Dhanya Nitai Chaitanya Parama Karuna Sindhu. It is so fortunate, this Kali Yuga. Why? Because Nitai and Chaitanya have appeared, and they are supremely merciful, like an ocean of mercy. Parama Karuna Sindhu. And what is their function? Their function is also to destroy the demons and to establish devotion and to preserve or awaken the devotees. This is also their function. But how do they do it? And this is important to understand and recognize, because a lot of devotees right now are kind of, in essence, up in arms. Like they want to physically fight with police and things like that. And that generally doesn't do very good. No, well, they won't fare very well from that. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's position? What is Nityananda Prabhu's position? We have seen who developed a demoniac nature. Jagai and Madai. They were born in high-class Brahmin families. They had all good sanskars, impressions from their birth. But due to bad association over time, associating with lusty persons, associating with gross materialists, they ended up performing every sin that one could consider, that one could even think of. There was no sin they had not committed. This is spoken or written in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas and so many others, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. You should go out and tell everyone to chant the names of Krishna, to worship Krishna, to follow the instructions of Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas would go out every day. So many would go in different directions, following the order of Mahaprabhu. And they would tell these two also, chant the names of Krishna. They were always drunk. Their eyes would be rolling with intoxication. And they were also like gundas, so they would murder and rape and do all kinds of horrible, terrible things. But anyhow, on the order of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas were thinking, if these ones can be delivered, then Mahaprabhu's glory would surely be known throughout the world. So they wanted to deliver this Jagai Madai. So they would tell them, chant the names of Krishna, and these two would scare them away and they would run. This is part of their pastime. One day they came and Nityananda Prabhu was begging them, Prabhura Agyai Bhai. Oh brothers, my Prabhu has requested that you should chant the names of Krishna. One of them became very angry and he took his bottle, maybe it was clay, whatever, I don't know exactly, but he threw it at Nityananda Prabhu and it hit Nitai in the head. And Nityananda Prabhu began bleeding profusely. At that time, the message immediately came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, he sees as his own heart, none different than himself, but the devotee. Because this is the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. As Srila Gurudev said about Baladev Prabhu, who is non-different from Nityananda Prabhu, every particle of his being is made of service to Krishna. And Krishna says, I do not know anyone but my devotee, and they do not know anyone but me. This is his own heart, also ashray, in the mood of a servitor. When Mahaprabhu heard, he became furious. He ran to that place, roaring and summoning Chakra. Chakra! This same Chakra manifested as Narasimhadev Bhagavan. The same Chakra. There's actually no difference there. So Mahaprabhu is calling for his Chakra. Why? To protect his devotee? To destroy these demons? To protect Dharma and to remove Adharma. Who stopped him? The source of all Guru, Akhanda Guru Tattva Sri Nityananda Prabhu, stopped him. No, this is not why you have come. In this Kali Yuga, it is said that inside everyone there is demon and devotee. So Nityananda Prabhu said, are you going to kill everyone? Your glory will be truly known if you can remove their sinful propensities and you can awaken the devotee within them. Then your glory will truly be known. You have not come here to do the same thing that you do in every other incarnation. Because otherwise everyone would have to be destroyed. So Nityananda Prabhu stopped him. And because Nityananda Prabhu stopped him, they fell at the feet of Nityananda Prabhu, those two, and took shelter of him. and he petitioned on their behalf, seeing their pitiful condition. Shunya amar duk Vaisnava Thakur, amalagi Krishna avedi ben prachur, Vaishnavira avedani Krishna doyamoy. So here he's petitioning to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's not only Krishna, but he is covered with karunam karumai karuna bharite. He's covered with the embodiment of mercy, compassion, Srimati Radhika. This is Krishna covered with her moods and sentiments. So this same personality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the pitiful condition of these two and being petitioned by Nityananda Prabhu, did not use his chakra to finish these two, but rather he made them speak out what was their sin and made them vow that they will never do it again. So he destroyed the demonic propensity within them and awakened the devotee within them. What is the weapon of this Kali Yuga? The real weapon. In other ages, you see Ram has a bow and arrows. Parshuram had an axe. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they had everything possible, including Brahmastras and nuclear this and that. So many different avatars have so many different weapons. What is the weapon of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sangha Upanga Ashtra Parshadam. What is his ashtra? What is his weapon? Two. He has two main weapons. One is his own beauty. How attractive he is. That even persons who are trying to absorb their mind in Mayavad philosophy cannot concentrate properly. They become completely mesmerized by his beauty. So that's quite a powerful weapon, to take one out of this Brahmagyan Mayavad stage and bring them to the idea of loving service to Krishna, how beautiful he is. But the other one, this weapon, Ashtra. No, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. Krishna himself will appear in this Kali Yuga. Sangha Upanga Ashtra Parshadam. Along with his associates, his own personal manifestations, his ashtras, and his associates. Ashtra, his weapon. What is the weapon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yagyai Sankirtana. It is the medium in this age by which one can attain perfection. That is Sankirtan, Yagya. What is that perfection? It is how to serve and please Krishna. That is Yagya. Yagya means what is pleasing to the Lord. That is Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Not just the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord, but especially in the Sangha of pure devotees. This is Sangha Kirtan, Sankirtan. Samyak Rupena Gamana. Sangha means to associate by mind, by body, by heart, by soul. Like the Sukirtananu mentioned in the 8th verse of Upadeshamrita. This is Sankirtan. Srila Gurudev once said that when you all come together and doing kirtan together, it may be that one pure devotee is there, whose heart is breaking while they're crying out the name of Krishna. And as you are chanting with them, your chanting is mixing with their chanting. And because their chanting is going to Krishna, your chanting, some of it may be carried to Krishna. This is the hope that we can have by remaining in the association of the pure devotees of Krishna. Those who are intelligent, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yajanti hi sumedhasa, not just intelligent, really smart, really intelligent, will take to that process, which is the easiest, the best, most magnanimous, most magnificent, which affords one the highest possible destination, the greatest benefit with the least amount of endeavor. So that is the weapon in this age. It's not marching and roaring and chanting anything else other than Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj explained that this Mahamantra, this is anti-pollution. What is the pollution of this world? The greatest pollution? Lies, cheating, gramya-kata, all of the nonsense sound vibrations. That same thing, sound vibration, when used for material things, completely binds one in this world. And that same thing, sound vibration, when it is used for the service of Krishna, that is the one requirement, the main requirement. The purpose of everything else that we do is to somehow help us to develop attraction for hearing the Harikatha, the glories of Krishna from the mouths of the pure devotees, by which all inebrities, all problems of the heart, the mind, everything will be eradicated. So this is the process in this age, this particular Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not appear in every Kali Yuga. Samarpayitum unatojvala rasang swabhakti. In a very long time, since 1,000 Mahayuga cycles, 1 day and 1 night of Brahma, actually it said 2,000, 8,640,000,000 of our years. How long is that? You can type it out on a calculator, but we couldn't count to it in one lifetime. It's too big. And that's years. Of our years, 8,640,000,000 of our years. That's how long since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared previously, and also Krishna. And this time he has appeared in this particular Kali Yuga, not just any Gaur avatar, but the Gaur avatar. Krishna himself, imbued with the moods of Srimati Radhika, tasting that ultimate prem ras and wanting to grant raga, marga, bhakti, spontaneous loving affection, like the Brajabasis have for Krishna in transcendental Vrindavan, to the entire world. This is what he wants to give us. And through the same medium that he is experiencing that prema ras, that transcendental nectar, by taking shelter of these holy names of the Lord in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He's giving us that Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the same purpose, to awaken that prem, that divine transcendental love, which is in essence dormant or sleeping within the soul or within the core of the soul of everyone. This is what he has come to awaken. This is a very, very powerful astra, the most powerful weapon. And by that, whether one realizes it or not, if we vibrate that sound, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, loudly enough, powerfully enough, but more than loud, more than powerful, by heart, calling out to Krishna, to serve Krishna, as our Srila Prabhupada said, O Radha, O Krishna, please engage me in your service. That vibration will go out in all directions and will purify all directions. So all of those tendencies of the heart, the mundane tendencies, all of the strife, the fighting, the arguing, the divisiveness, the lying, the cheating, and everything, it's all pollution. It's all mundane pollution. And the ultimate anti-pollution is the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we are so fortunate to have taken birth at this time, in this most fortunate of Kali Yugas, Dhanya Kali Yuga, so soon after the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, during the time of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, during the time of so many wonderful acharyas, our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, so many to take birth in that time, to receive from them Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many transcendental literatures, to have their direct sadhu sangha, to be able to hear Harikatha from them, to be able to worship Thakurji, Radha and Krishna, all of this transcendental information, Srimad Bhagavatam. To be able to receive this and to be given direction how to follow the process of bhakti so that we can attain perfection. We cannot estimate even a particle of how fortunate we really are at this time. And if we put a little faith in the process of bhakti, then we will understand that Krishna is in control of everything. And if we take shelter of Krishna, if we take shelter of Guru, it doesn't mean that we should be foolish. I read today from Srila Prabhupada. Somebody had posted it a few days ago. And they shared it to me. And he was talking about mosquito nets. If you know there's malaria, and there's a lot of mosquitoes around, then you know there's a mosquito net, then you use a mosquito net. And that's quite simple and practical. So it's not to be foolish, but we should understand what is the important thing. The important thing is taking shelter of Krishna through his holy names, not only benefiting ourselves, but also helping to benefit all of humanity, all jivas in every species, by sharing the holy names. So let me just check here and make sure. We are super fortunate. Yes. Super, super fortunate to be able to sit in front of any transcendental personality like our Srila Gurudev, who is witnessing the pastimes of Krishna and becoming so excited, laughing and weeping and crying and sharing, openly sharing what he is witnessing. It's unprecedented to be able to receive that kind of grace and mercy. And if we are really fortunate, then we will take advantage of, as much as possible, the opportunities that have been presented by our Guru Varga, by their association. So I just wanted to share that some have the idea that we need to take up weapons and go fight with the police and fight against the Chinese or Russian military, and good luck. Good luck with that. I'm going to stick with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and I'm very positive that all of our Guru Varga would recommend that we also do so, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and especially Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one can never attain the mercy of Mahaprabhu. We are taking shelter in this line, our Guru Varga, and they're all telling us the same thing. Take shelter of Harinam. Harinam is the most powerful thing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu states, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Nimitas Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Idrishamiha Janinanuragaha. What is he saying there? Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. All of your transcendental potency is present. You have invested all of your potency within your holy names. This reminds me of something quite interesting. Who is, or what is, the supreme potency of Krishna? What is, or who is the Purna Shakti, the complete potency? I'm waiting to see. Not you. Come on. First person to get that answer right, you win. I don't know what you win, but you do win. Who is the complete Shakti of Krishna? The topmost, supermost. We have a little delay here. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Radha Purna Shakti. Radha is the Purna Shakti. The complete Shakti or potency or power of Krishna is within the form of Radha. If she is the complete potency, then it means there is nothing which can even come close to that power and potency. This Radha and Krishna have combined and come in the form of Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari. And also they have combined and come in the form of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They have combined and come in this form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How much potency is there? Non-different from the Supreme Lord Himself, with all of His Shaktis. Abhinatva Nama Namino, there is no difference. So as hopeful devotees of not just Krishna, of Hare Krishna, of Radha Krishna, if we develop that faith, that Mahamantra is supremely powerful, then what is there in this world that can compare to it? It is the most powerful thing. Most powerful. So even the most wicked mindsets, which are only external impositions of the material energy over the pure soul. Remember, every single living thing. What is life? Life is due to the presence of the soul. And every single soul, even the soul within Mao Zedong, the soul within Adolf Hitler, the soul within any living thing, whatever, the worst and the best, it doesn't matter. You can look at the worst and the best and you can determine what you like, the best or the worst. The soul within every living thing is by its constitutional nature an eternal servant of Krishna. Which means that all of that other stuff is just material fluff. It's not reality. It's not the real dharma. The soul's nature is to love and serve Krishna. And that soul is within every living thing. Each living thing has within it an eternal, loving soul meant for Krishna's service. And how is that awakened? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is known as Prematma. So many other mantras can awaken, so many other things can give so many results, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra can awaken the inherent prem of the jiva. That is the most powerful, most wonderful thing. Most powerful thing. And that is what all of those who are coming in the line of Mahaprabhu have come to give. They have come to preach, they have come to share. This greatest welfare work, para upakar, is to share that message. That is the cure for everything. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. Kalo nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatir anyata. It looks like Devi Dasi Ramya got, oops, nope. We got Devaki Priya Helen Johnson, Srimati Radhika, and I'm sure they were all posted up at the same time, but they showed up as very good. You're all winners. In this connection, one time, Srila Gurudev asked a question, or to one devotee, and the devotees were like, I don't know anything. And Gurudev's like, after all this time, you don't know anything? And they were like, no. And Gurudev was a bit disappointed that they couldn't speak anything. And then Srila Gurudev said, do you want to go to Vaikuntha? And they said, no. And he said, do you want to go to Ayodhya? They said, no. Well, do you want to go to Dwarka? No. Where do you want to go? I only want to be a Paliyadasi Srimati Radhika in Vrindavan. This is my only desire. And Gurudev said, what do you mean you don't know anything? You know everything. That's everything. So I just wanted to share that. So yes, Devaki, thank you for sharing that. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. Kalo nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyata. There is no other way in this age of Kali to attain perfection other than Harinam. And 3 times it is said, in case it didn't sink in the first time or the second time. 3 times. And again, 3 times. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. In case we're a little bit dense and it needs a little bit more, 3 times is a charm. We need to hear it again and again. Then it makes its impression. Yes. Hare Nam. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada explained, Hare Nam means Nama Rupa Guna Lila. Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes. With this, we're going to continue going beyond Vaikuntha. Before entering into this beautiful transcendental treasure, we will pray at the lotus feet of the commentator, our Srila Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja, and the original, I wouldn't say compiler, but who has manifest from his own transcendental vision, Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, that is Sri Sanatan Goswamipada. We will pray in their lotus feet in the words of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairag Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair Payanan Mamanu Bhikshamandam Kripam Budiryapara Dukuduki Sanatanaspam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle of their moods, or many particles, which are present within these pages, manifest within our hearts. You know, there's a concept known as spiritual bypassing, which I've heard about. And it means that one will use the spiritual thing in order to avoid their dharma or their worldly duties. So basically, I don't need to worry about this or do anything. When we're speaking about this Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, this does not mean that we don't wake up in the morning and brush our teeth and do our daily activities or take care of our duties. When one is ready, then one will fully surrender. Until that time, there is a process, and this must all be done under the guidance of Sri Guru, the pure Vaishnavas, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. So all of the activities of bhakti, including kirtan, including our chanting, this should be done under the guidance of the spiritual master, because all of the activities of bhakti are in essence service to Krishna. That's what bhakti means. So when we say the 9 processes of devotional service or bhakti, what is bhakti? It is anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. It is exclusively for Krishna, for his happiness, pleasure, and benefit. But Krishna says, whatever you do, if it is not done under the guidance of Guru, or Guru is not first worshipped, then it is considered nishpala, without fruit. So all of the processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam Atmanivedanam, this must be done, in essence, under the guidance of the spiritual master. Then it will be purified and become offerable to Krishna. It's essential. So with all of these things, we should see very, very deeply, seat Gurudev within our heart. If we can't think like that, at least we can sit Gurudev next to us and consider, what am I doing with my time, with my energy? Is it going to be pleasing to Gurudev? Is it going to be for the benefit of Gurudev? How would Gurudev respond with what I'm doing with my time and energy? One devotee said, Gurudev's not so interested with exactly what we're doing, but really about how to extract the maximum amount of energy from us and engage that in the service of Krishna. And I took a long time to meditate on that. It's true. What are you doing with your time, with your energy? What percentage are you devoting for Krishna versus devoting for everything else? How much is in the name of Krishna and bhakti, but actually it is for other purposes? And we discussed this the other day. So we know, maybe, we can actually fool ourselves and trick ourselves and cheat ourselves. But when you place Gurudev in the mix, Sri Guru, and if it might be someone doesn't have such strong faith in their own Guru, then you place that Guru or Nityananda Prabhu or Mahaprabhu right there. Like I told you the other day, Brajanath was asking me about well, do you think Gurudev would be pleased? And I was like, well, yeah. But then when he put Mahaprabhu in the mix, I thought, absolutely not. And then I realized, well, then Gurudev will not be pleased. So place your Guru Parampara there. Place Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu there. And then question. And then we'll have some clear idea. Is what I'm doing favorable for bhakti or not? If I'm actively doing activities which are really not favorable for bhakti, then I can expect an unfavorable result. And if I'm doing activities actively, considering will this be favorable for bhakti, placing Guru, our Guru Varga, Nityananda Prabhu, the Goswamis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then doing this activity, will this be favorable and pleasing to them? Will they accept this? Will they be able to take this? And then we question inside and then embark on that path. Then we can have hope for positive, spiritual, transcendental results. Achyutananda, the disciple of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who wrote that book, what is it? Blazing Sadhus, Never Trust a Sadhu Who Can't Dance, something like that. Or a saint who can't dance. He told us that when he met our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he said he wasn't so well at that time. I think it was early 1967, 68. But he said his remembrance of him just was, because he was lying down on his bed, he said he was huge. This was his vision. He just saw that he was so long, so like otherworldly. He said huge. And he wasn't fat, so we know he was just long, and you can see the pictures of him. And then he said, he only spoke a few words to me. He said, if you vibrate mundane sounds, you will attain material results. And if you vibrate Vaikuntha sounds, this means transcendental sounds, then you will attain Vaikuntha or transcendental results. So coming back to this vibration, this vibrational energy, for us, we can even understand scientifically that everything is vibrational energy. Even Bhagavatam talks about atoms and hex atoms and this and that and vibrational energy and all of creation coming into existence through sound vibration. So everything is held together and composed of vibrational energy. If we vibrate mundane sounds, we will attain material results. And if we vibrate transcendental sounds or Vaikuntha sounds, we will attain transcendental results. So all of our Guru Vargas say we should always, always remember Krishna, never forget him, always. Nir aparad nam loilo pai premadhan. Without offense, always chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna. So now we will continue. So we're continuing with the proper mood of Archan. Archan means worship of the deity form of the Lord, the Archa Vigraha. Archa Vigraha means the form of the Lord in this kind of worshipful manifestation. Non-different from Krishna himself. Only it's our vision that might make us make the offense of thinking, oh, this is made of metal, this is marble, these ones are old, this one's new, like that. But according to Shastra, that is like Kanishta vision, and it is offensive. And Gurudev even used the word sinful. So he said we should not consider like that. We should understand. We must abandon the mundane conception of the deity and understand that he is the direct form of Bhagavan. So I'm just trying to see where I came to. So there was a verse quoted from Brihad Bhagavatamrita 24209. And I read that verse yesterday, but I didn't get to the end of the paragraph. So I'm just going to reiterate and read the beginning part of the paragraph so we have some context. There is a great quality in puja, Narad Muni is telling Gopakumar. From this service one will obtain a great result, the topmost bhakti. One thing we should understand is that Archan and puja actually is a remnant left over from the Yuga Dharma of Dvapara Yuga. The Yuga before Kali Yuga, the process for attaining perfection and for pleasing the Lord, the Yagya, was known as Archan. Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum, Tretayam yajato makai, Dvapare paricharyayam, kalo tad hari kirtanat. The process for attaining perfection in Satya Yuga, Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum, was to meditate on the Lord. Dhyayato means to concentrate or contemplate or absorb one's mind on Vishnu. Tretayam yajato makai. In Treta Yuga, the process was yagya. So, homa, sacrifice. Yajato makai. Dvapare paricharyayam. In Dvapara Yuga, the process was worshipping the deity form in the temple. And in Kali Yuga, kalo tad dhari kirtanat. In Kali Yuga, the process is Hari Kirtan. But Srila Gurudev explained there's still some remnant, semblance of that flowing until now. But even after some time, as Kali Yuga progresses, even Archan, deity worship, will also disappear. And only the Yuga Dharma for this time will be present. So, Narad Muni is telling Gopakumar, right, he was telling him, that there is Varnashram Dharma. There are the requirements of Varnashram. Varnashram means Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. But more important than that, now that's like a foundation for human life, but more, or Vedic, proper religious life. More important than that is service of the Lord. So if one has to temporarily halt their Varnashram Dharma in order to serve the Lord, then there is no harm or fault in it. And if one is doing their Varnashram Dharma perfectly, but not engaging any of their energy in serving the Lord, then what is the use? So the essence or the purpose of Varnashram Dharma is to create a platform by which one can serve the Lord. But if that actually stops our service, then what is the use? That's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda were having their conversation, Mahaprabhu asked him, what is the greatest topmost thing? And Rai Ramananda quoted Shastra and gave evidence and said, Varnashram Dharma. Mahaprabhu said, that's external. Go further. It means go deeper. I want more than that. He even gave the verses glorifying Varnashram. Mahaprabhu was like, no, more. So he rejected it as external. And this is very, very important for us to understand. Some people say that the last thing that our Srila Prabhupada had in his heart, which he left unfulfilled, was that we should establish Varnashram Dharma. I don't accept that. Not ordinary Varnashram Dharma, but Daivi Varnashram Dharma. Daivi means transcendental Varnashram Dharma, by which bhakti for the Lord would awaken. Because Srila Prabhupada is a true Rupa Anuga. So he's not establishing any ordinary Varnashram Dharma. Maybe something, but that couldn't be the last hope. His last hope was that every single one of us would take to the service of Krishna and attain perfection. He didn't want for us to be bound in this world with only external things. He wanted us to all become pure devotees of Krishna. So, Daivi Varnashram Dharma is transcendental. But what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? He says, Naham Vipro na cha narapati na api vaishyo na shudro Naham Varni na cha grihapati no vanashtho yatirva Kintu prodhyanye kila paramananda purnamritabdher Gopi bhartu patakamalayur dasa das anudasaha. So why is it considered external? Because in this life, I was born in the West. I was born in Los Angeles, in the place of Cali, California. So technically, I would be considered, according to Vedic culture, outcast. Right? Where was I in my last life? Maybe I was in India. Maybe I was even born in a Brahmin family. Why would I take birth in a family of Vaishnavas? And from the very first, actually I was 8 months in my mother's womb when she received Diksha mantras, her Gayatri mantras from Srila Prabhupada. Why would I start my life, this life, hearing about Krishna? Hearing the first word, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, and then being introduced to Rupanuga Vaishnavism. That would mean that I'm continuing from where I left off. So maybe I was in India as a Brahmin or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, I don't know. The point I'm making is, one life we're one thing, one life we're another thing. And then even within one life, we're changing from brahmachari to grihastha to vanaprastha to sannyas. So these are not eternal positions. Because they are not eternal, then they are external. What is eternal? The soul is eternal. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra, I am not Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. What is my identity? My only identity is that I am the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayar. Servant of the lotus feet, servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. That Krishna who is Nikila Paramananda Purnamritabhir, the embodiment of transcendental ecstasy. So this is a beautiful conception that Mahaprabhu is giving, and in the conversation between Rai Ramananda and Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu just immediately dismisses it as external. It does not mean that we should not follow it. As long as we are still in the conditioned state, we must follow it. Otherwise, whatever we do will be considered nishid achar, means inappropriate activities, which are unfavorable for the development of devotion. So within the varnashram dharma, we will do our naimitic dharma, our worldly activities according to dharma, and on that platform, then we will perform bhakti according to our the direction of our Guru Varga, Guru Sadhu and Shastra. So it seems like maybe they're mutually exclusive, but they're not. One is the foundation. If we don't have that foundation and we're just doing all kinds of nonsense or simple activities and also trying to do bhakti at the same time, it will be an incompatible situation and we will not really be able to make proper progress on the path of bhakti. So at least following the basic platform, essential platform of human life, which Srila Prabhupada said, that is following the four regulative principles. That is the basic platform of human life. From there, then we can begin to actually utilize this human form of life for its purpose, which is to endeavor for perfection or to awaken bhakti, bhav, and prem. So, he's speaking here about varnashram dharma. If our varnashram dharma stops us from serving the Lord, then what's the use? And we've seen this again and again and again in our Shastra. It's not that you throw out varnashram dharma, but if something is stopping you from serving Krishna, then that's not considered favorable. And what is the proof in Shastra? Gurur nasasyat. If one's own guru tries to stop them from serving Krishna, like Shukracharya tried to stop Bali Maharaj, Bali Maharaj rejected that order of his guru and served Vamandev. And for this, Bali Maharaj is glorified in all Shastras as one of the Mahajans, one of the main great personalities. Mahajan, Bali Maharaj. He rejected the order of Shukracharya. Svajano nasasyat, one's own family. Pita nasasyaj, one's own father. Prahlad rejected the order of his father Hiranyakashipu and served the Lord. And see how Prahlad is glorified everywhere. According to Dharma, one must obey their guru. According to Dharma, one must obey their parents, their father, their mother. Janani nasasyat. Bharat Maharaj rejected his mother for kicking Ram out and sending him to the forest. He said, I want to have nothing to do with her. She may be the queen, but she is not my mother, he said. So he disowned her as his mother for making aparad to Ram. So, rejected. And for this, Bharat Maharaj is glorified everywhere. Daivam nasasyan. The Brajbasis rejected the service of Indra and instead served Krishna by serving Giriraj Maharaj. And how beautiful, how glorified are the Brajbasis. Napatishcha sasyan. And even one's own husband. The gopis, the yagya patnis, the Brahmins' wives, they rejected the orders of their husbands to run and serve Krishna. And for this, they are supremely glorified. So, if one cannot deliver their dependents from the path which brings them to death, then they're not fit to be in that position. And the dependent, if that dependent is being actually halted or stopped from serving Krishna, then also they should understand that whoever it is who's in the position of authority is not fit to be in that position. Actually, our Gurudev used the words, is fit to be rejected. But still, we should understand that this all should be done also under guidance. So we should not become artificial renunciates. Mahaprabhu sent Raghunath Das Goswami back home and said, you be like normal in the world. So he was under guidance. Be like normal. No one can detect what is going on in your heart. But within your heart and mind, you should become completely mad for Radha and Krishna and serve them constantly. Rajay Radha Krishna Manasa Seva Koribe. Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami. And then he gave him a blessing. When the time is right, Krishna will make all arrangements for you. So don't worry. So this is also practice. Sometimes we don't understand. From the outside, we're looking, oh my God, this is terrible. But if we're not going inside and developing this mood, we can then look around and understand, wait a second, maybe it is training for the mood of the gopis, gopi bhav, that I have to be in this situation, which is not favorable externally. Then how do I develop my conviction inside? I don't even need to voice it outside. The gopis can't tell their mother-in-law and sister-in-law and husbands that I'm in love with Krishna. Never. They can't tell them. In fact, they get heavily chastised also. But inside their heart, the nature of prem is just continuing to blossom more and more. Even though every reason may be there for it to break, not only does it not break, but it continues to increase more and more. By all of that external difficulty, the inside, because they're being kept back from Krishna, it's increasing more and more and more. Now, this would be the lesson. Whatever situation I'm in, maybe it's favorable. Let me look at it from that perspective. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaj said, the environment is always friendly or favorable. It's a matter of our vision. How do we see that environment? Am I looking at it from a mundane perspective? Or what can I extract from this situation that will make it favorable for me to develop my bhakti to Krishna? So my spouse may be judging me for my bhakti, so I'll have to do my bhakti in secret. Well, that will make it more valuable, wouldn't it? I don't feel comfortable in front. Gurudev told Sudevi, he said that every day, for half an hour a day minimum, you should go to a place where no other eyes can see you. That means no one else can judge you. Just your Gurudev, your Harinam Mala, Harinam Prabhu.
How about Russian?
And there you should weep and cry, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ha Gurudev, Ha Gurudev. He said like this, chanting like this for only half an hour every day, in any closet where no eyes can see you. He said this is more than chanting lakhs and lakhs of Harinam. And this is seva to me. This doesn't mean that you should avoid your daily number, but he wanted at least some time, half an hour of real dedicated, fixed devotion with connection, with sambandha, relationship to Gurudev, and then Gurudev giving relationship to Krishna. Very powerful instruction. What about Russia?
Oh, it's very rare for them to even get one page of Gita, and how precious it was. I think that's...
Back in the day, when Latvia, Lithuania, and those Baltic states, I think, what was it? Can't remember the other one at the moment, were part of Russia. The devotees who were from there, they told us what they had to do to get Bhagavad Gita into Russia back in the day, because it was not legal. But still, people were connecting to each other and telling each other about Krishna. But because it was secret, it became like a treasure. And how did Bhagavad Gita come in? They would put it inside a loaf of bread, one page at a time, maybe once a week, and it would be random. And that one page would go to one devotee and then go to the next and the next and the next. And they would read it with eager relish. My God, how amazing is this? One page at a time, and not every single day. It had to be random. Inside of a loaf of bread. Because of the rarity, because of having to do that in such a quiet, internal way, they developed so much conviction, so much nishtha, that no matter what, we will not give this up. And even many of them were taken to prison and tortured. And still they held tightly to Krishna. And even those devotees, they were a little bit concerned, even that we were going to their homes for doing programs, that maybe someone's still watching us, because they were on the run for years. And even though it was a different country, they still were like, oh, if it's taken over, then in a moment everything can change. So we still want to keep it on the down low. The point is that because it was coming in one page at a time, it was the most valued treasure. And because it had to be done in secret like that, that treasure became their life and soul. Same thing with the gopis. Krishna is their treasure, their life and soul. They cannot speak openly about him. Maybe to each other when they go to the well, but not in front of their sister-in-laws and mother-in-laws and husbands and everything else. So how much does that treasure, that longing, that attachment grow within their heart? And so we can look at our external situation in this world and see, try to look at it from the other perspectives. Okay, materially, this really is terrible. You can look at it going, my God, this is horrible. But how can I develop internally at that time? What benefit can I derive? How can I view it with a different shift of consciousness? Instead of mundane consciousness, view it from a Krishna conscious perspective. How can this situation help me? How can I develop in this situation? And even when anger and frustration and bitterness and everything, but step back from yourself and all of those emotions and look at it. Oh my God, Gurudev is giving me the best lesson in my life in detachment. Wow, I didn't realize how merciful Gurudev is. Right? You come to Vrindavan, you're living in Vrindavan, everything seems great, and then Bandhu Sange Jalita Varanga Parihas, suddenly your material attachments are being cut, your friends, your family, this and that, and you're like, what's going on? Oh my God, wait a second. I came to Vrindavan. Gurudev warned me. I'm living next to Keshi Ghat. Gurudev warned me. I'm looking upon the face of Govindaji. He warned me. And he said, when that time comes, don't blame me. I warned you. So what can we do? This is the mercy of Gurudev. It is the mercy of Vaishnavas. It is the mercy of Harinam Prabhu. It is the mercy of the Dham. That gradually one will become bereft of all material attachment and will have nowhere to turn to except for the lotus feet of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada said he was always afraid of that verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says, when I choose to show my special mercy to any of my devotee, I take everything away from them and make them completely penniless, completely shelterless, so that they have nowhere else to turn except for me. And I think there was a funny comic, devotee drew it because Srila Prabhupada had said, when Krishna sees that anyone turns toward him, he but forcibly drags them toward himself. And it shows Krishna dragging, I think he said drags him by the hair, shows Krishna dragging someone by their hair because that person had surrendered to him. And I just thought, what a cute comic. I think maybe Nam Ras posted it. I'm not sure, but when I saw it, I just couldn't help myself but laugh and smile. It was very sweet. Anyway, what we've been discussing is all in relation to this Varnashram Dharma. I want to just at least read to the end of this paragraph because time is getting late. It's just a few more words. So, Srila Gurudev is saying, if someone remains within Varnashram Dharma for his entire life but does not perform bhajan or serve Bhagavan, then what will he have gained? What will he gain? If you don't serve Bhagavan, if you don't do bhajan, then what are you doing? So here, all of his life within Varnashram, he served his parents. Who is he? All of his life within Varnashram, he served his parents, served his family gurus, gave charity and alms, bathed at holy places and everything, but he did not engage in bhajan. So then what did he gain? I have to interrupt right here, because Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita there in the conversation with Rai Ramananda and Mahaprabhu, there is that verse, Krishna bhakti rasabhavitamati kriyatam janikatopi labhyate tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti shukritayana labhyate. Janma koti means millions of births. Janma koti shukritayana labhyate. Millions of births of doing good activities in this world. In other words, serving your family gurus, or your parents, or giving in charity, or giving alms in charity, helping the poor, bathing in holy places, and all of this thing. Millions of lifetimes of acquiring these kinds of sukriti cannot and will not give one the qualification for entrance into Krishna Bhakti Rasa, to be able to drink the nectar of Krishna Bhakti. The root, tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam, the only root qualification for that Krishna Bhakti Ras is the intense, greedy desire to have it. And that intense, greedy desire only comes in the association of those devotees who have it, who are tasting it, who are experiencing it. Therefore, Rupa Goswami said, Tishtan Braje Tad Anuragi Jananagami. Residing in Braj, in the association of that personality who is an Anuragi Jan, whose heart is overflowing with spontaneous love and affection for Krishna, in the mood of the Brajabasis, this will give the qualification. Krishna Bhakti Janmamul Hoy Sadhu Sangha, to awaken this Krishna Bhakti, the Sadhu Sangha of those personalities who are tasting that Krishna Bhakti Ras. Then we can also awaken that. But millions of lifetimes of doing good deeds in this material world does not give one qualification for Krishna Bhakti. So, Gurudev is saying, so then what would one gain? Maharaj Harishchandra received the association of great personalities like Vishwamitra and became a great devotee. Therefore, he was benefited. Otherwise, there would have been no benefit resulting from all of his dharma. Maharaj Harishchandra was famous for being the most dharmic person in this world, always telling the truth. And so he offered his kingdom to Vishwamitra. But because Vishwamitra is a devotee of the Lord, then he also benefited.
Keep track of the time.
Ooh, time is getting late. So Maharaj Harishchandra was very, I'm going to use the word proud, of always speaking the truth. But the truth in the material world is not the truth. The truth in the material world is as temporary as the lies of this material world. So all of the things which are going on in this material world in the name of truth and in the name of untruth, we read previously, Gurudev said, it is all false. The only truth is Parasatya, Shri Krishna, Satyam Param Dhimahi. It's the very first verse of Bhagavatam. I can't remember, Janmadya Shirtanmayad. There, the last line says, Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate on that supreme, absolute truth. That is Krishna. All of the other things, the temporary truths of this world, are not real. They're all binding in karma. It brings one up to the higher planetary systems, and then again, once that wears out, they again fall down to the lower, and they have to experience this samsara, going up, going down, rotating in this samsara to the higher planetary systems, even enjoying as a demigod. But Krishna says very emphatically in Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma bhuvanaloka unar avartinorjuna. From the highest planet in the material world, Brahmalok, down to the lowest, all are places of misery. It's just the nature of it. But there is a transcendental realm beyond this material world. I believe the verse is Apareyam itastvanyam prakritim vinimeparam jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Beyond this material realm, a transcendental realm, spiritual realm, which is devoid of all of those difficulties. It is only full of Sat Chit Ananda, eternity, bliss and knowledge, love, affection, happiness. In that realm, there's only Krishna in the center, and all are serving according to their own nature. So everything is in perfect alignment and harmonious. So Maharaja Harishchandra was proud of his truth-telling, which got him in really, really, really difficult situations. In essence, his truth-telling addiction became almost like what happens to a pathological liar. A liar tells a lie, pathological liar, and then to try to make that lie seem valid, they have to tell another lie, and then another lie to support that one, and more to support all of those. And they can't get out. They end up getting stuck in it and really even believing it. And the same thing with the truths of this material world. The truthfulness of this material world. He ended up getting himself in a very, very bad situation. He was like the king or emperor of the world. Ended up being in a, working for a crematorium. And because of his honesty, not even being able to burn his own son because there was no money to burn. It was a very, very difficult situation. I think it's in that book, the booklet, The Way of Love of this material world. So it's talking about the temporary truths of this world. So Maharaj Harishchandra, only engaging in those truths, this would not have given him any true benefit. But because of the mercy of Vishwamitra, who is also a devotee, and because Harishchandra also was a devotee, then he began to realize the error in that thought process. And then from that, he was able to surrender to the Lord. So Gurudev is saying that he became a great devotee. Otherwise, there would have been no benefit resulting from all of his dharma. Otherwise, there would have been no benefit resulting from all of his dharma. That's why Krishna finally says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchaha. That all of this stuff, ultimately, you're going to have to let it go and just completely surrender yourself unto me. Then there will not be any more bindings to this world, right? Aham tvam sarva, all the bindings. Papebhyo means the karma and the results of karma. All of these bindings, I will free you from all of them. And then he says, Ma shuchaha. You have my word, or do not fear. And just in case, Srila Gurudev said, just in case you don't believe Krishna, because sometimes he doesn't always tell the truth. Like when he said he would not take up any weapon in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but he jumped off the chariot, picked up a chariot wheel from a broken chariot, and ran after Bhishma Dev. And Arjuna had to tackle him and say, no, you promised not to take up a chariot wheel. Then Krishna tells Arjuna that you should declare it boldly, O Arjuna, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shachvat shantim negachati konte pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. You declare boldly, because you're my devotee, we can trust the devotees, that my devotees will never perish. That doesn't mean leave the body. It means that they will always be protected and will be successful if they are one-pointed to Krishna, that they will be able to move forward on their path. Even a little progress on this path can save one from the greatest danger. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupana Gauriya Guruvarga ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So, tomorrow and from now, Srila Gurudev will continue speaking more about Varnashram and the dharmas of this world versus pure bhakti or Shuddha Sanatan Dharma. And these topics are essential for us to understand. So I'm very excited about what is going to become. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shyam.
Haribo. One thing, Casey Mai, I just want to say that yes, during Kartik, we will still be doing programs. We will not end until we cannot continue.
Even if we are going out, we'll film
We'll
it.
bring you on Parikrama
Yes.
with us. We'll bring you to Jamuna. We'll bring you to Vangshivat. If we do anything, we'll bring you with us.
So thank you all very much for giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga, and just to reflect on so many beautiful concepts and instructions of our Gurudev. And also, thank you so much, actually. We cannot express the amount of gratitude we have that you are giving us the opportunity to do our Guru Seva. We are indebted for that. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
dear Vaishnavas.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Bihari Ju ki
Jai.
jai. Sachidanand Gaur Hari
Ki Jai. Srimati Radhika won today.
Woo.